पुनः मङ्गलं कृत्वा वयं ग्रन्थम् आरम्भिष्यामि आरम्भिष्यामः ग्रन्थस्य प्रथम अध्यायस्य 18 श्लोकाः अद्यावधि अधीताः. So we have studied till 18 shlokas. I think we have done 18 shlokas of the Patha. And we are moving on to the 19th one, 19th verse. Or I think we have done only till the 17th verse, not even uh, 18th, I think. Yeah, only till 17th has been done. So we will move to 18th and then complete the Patha and introduce the first verse of the uh, Dvitiya Adhyaya, where the Lakshanas of the different Chandas start coming in. So, or rather, I think we have talked about this also. We have talked about Dandaka. What is the Dandaka? We have talked about Dandaka. So we can move to the 19th verse. I was right. So we start with this verse. Ukta Atiyukta Tatha Madhya Pratishthanya Supurvika गायत्र्युष्णिगनुष्टुप् च बृहति पंक्तिरेव च. So now some lakshanas of Vaidika Chandas, or not even lakshana, some very brief mention of some Vaidika Chandas is being done. The Grantha is dedicated to Laukika Chanda, but some Vaidika Chandas are also being mentioned and later will also be discussed. So the names are being given here. So what are those Chandas that are being discussed? So Ukta and Atiyukta. After that, Madhya, Pratishtha, and one more is there. Anya Supurvika. What is Anya Supurvika? Anya Supurvika is Pratishtha ke pehle you add the word Su. It becomes Supratishtha. So there is one more chanda which is named as Su added before Pratishtha. So Supurvika. So that is Supratishtha. So you add the word Su, the prefix Su before Pratishtha. So that is one more chanda that becomes Supratishtha. And finally, uh, the next line we are going to discuss what are the other verses that we have. Gayatri, Gayatri, and then Ushnig, 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 and Anushtup. Apart from that, Brihati and Panktihi or Pankti. So some Laukika and Vaidika Chandas both are coming now. Anushtup Chandaha we see very commonly used in the Itihasa Purana literature. So something like Dharma Kshetre, Kurukshetre, Samaveta Yuyutsavaha, Mamakah Pandavashaiva, Kimakuruvata Sanjaya. This is a Anushtupa Chanda. We will see what Anushtupa is and Trishtupa is. And then there are some other verses also in Gita which use the Trishtup Chanda. So Trishtup is coming here. And uh, what would be an example of the Trishtup Chanda? So quickly if we look at, there is a verse in the eighth chapter. Eighth chapter contains some Trishtup Chanda things. प्रयाणकाले च कथं ज्ञेयोऽसि नियतात्मभिः. Wait 1 second. I have to think of. No, no, that is not 8th chapter. 8th chapter, a verse comes. Uh, mm, Rather, we can look at this. Yes. Kavim Puranam Anushasitaram. This is the verse, yeah. Kavim Puranam Anushasitaram. So, this particular verse is talks about the Atma Lakshana. Kavim Puranam Anushasitaram. And then comes Anor Aniyan Smaranusmaredhyah. So, let me look at the verse once. I may also forget, so I'll just check uh, the verse. Kavim Puranam Anushasitaram. Yes, this is 8th chapter, so I was correct. Yeah. Yeah. Anuraniyan Samanusmaredya. So correct. Sarvasya Dhataram Achintya Rupam Aditya Varnam Tamasaf Parastat. And then, so this is talking about the Atma. And then what happens? After thinking of the Atman as such, the yogi, he does prayana kale manasa chalena bhaktya yukto yoga balena chaiva. So that is the verse. So some of these verses in Gita are also in the Trishtup chanda. And then we have Jagati. Jagati is one chanda. And then we have one more. Ati Jagati. Jagati and Ati Jagati. Then Shakvari is one more chanda. After that, Sati Purva. Again, use the word Ati before Shakvari. That will become one more chanda. Ati Shakvari. And Syad Ashti. Ati Ashti. Ashti and Ati Ashti. There is a Sandhi happening here. Ashti and Ati Ashti. The two chandas are coming. And Tatha Smriti. Tatha Smriti. The Smriti is not a chanda, by the way. So, one more thing is being said. What are the other chandas? Dhriti, Ati Dhriti, Kriti, Prakriti, Akriti, Vikriti, Sankriti, Atikriti, Utkriti. These are the other chandas that have come. So Dhriti, Atidhriti, Kriti, Prakriti, Akriti, Vikriti, Sankriti, Atikriti and Utkriti. So all of those chandas have also been mentioned here. So what is the crux of these verses? What do we want to say? So we have looked at the definition of a vritta. We have looked at what is called a vritta. And in that vritta, there is a category. There is Samavritta, Ardhavritta and Vishamavritta. These three categories are there. So in the Samavritta, there can be multiple chandas. And how will the chandas look like? In the padas that these chandas contain, the padas will have aksharas 1 to 26. Each pada will have one akshara, then two aksharas each, then three aksharas each, and so on till 26 aksharas. And these chandas have a category or a jati which has been mentioned in these verses 19, 20, and 21. So there are 26 chandas whose names we have talked about. Now, so this is the list. So let us look at what this is doing. There is a very interesting sentence that the Tikakara is saying. Atra प्रतिपादम एकैकाक्षर वृद्धौ समग्रे छंदसि चतुरक्षरा वृद्धि भवति. So first, what would be my first chanda? It would contain one akshara each in one each of the four padas, right? Then the next chanda, there is a vriddhi of one akshara each. So there will be an increase of four aksharas in the next uh, chanda, the second chanda of the samavritta. The third one will have four more such aksharas. So, how many aksharas will finally the 26th chanda have? So, this looks like a geometric progression, right? So, we have a geometric progression. First chanda has four aksharas, and in this is say A. This is A of the AP. Very simple thing. And what is D? The difference is 4 again. So, what is the nth term? A plus n minus 1d, right? So 4 plus 25, because it is 26 chandas, so 26 minus 1 times 4. So this becomes 104. So 104 is the maximum number of aksharas that the samavritta chanda can have. This can be a way in which we look at it. So why to even discuss arithmetic progression, geometric progression here? That is because this is how uh, Pingala Rishi in his Chanda Sutrams discusses or motivates some ideas of mathematics. He talks about Pascal's triangle, permutation, combination, and so on, and other things. So it's important that we appreciate some mathematical facets of the Chanda Shastra as well. Okay, so we have done this, and then we want to move to the next verse. What is it saying? इति युक्ताः छन्दसां संज्ञा क्रमतो वच्मि साम्प्रतं लक्षणं सर्वविद्वृत्तानां मात्रावृत्तानुपूर्वकम्. So अब he is saying that I am giving the name, I have already given the names, or I am giving the names or the sangya of the chandasa of the chandas. And what else? Lakshanam sarvavrittanam matra vrittanupurvakam. So, looking at the matra and the vritta, keeping that pattern, because we know that the matras change and the vritta can be samavritta, vishamavritta, and ardhavritta. Keeping that sequential arrangement in mind, I will kramena lakshanam vachmi. I will give you the lakshan of all of these. So, firstly, I will give you the lakshanas of the matra chandas, and then I will give you the lakshanas of the varna chandas. That is what is being said. Matra vrittanu purvakam. So, firstly, the matra chandas will come, and secondly, the varna chandas shall be discussed. So, we will quickly look at the Dvitiya Adhyaya now. Okay. Before that, any question on whatever has been discussed till now? If there is any, we can take that and then move on to the discussion on the second adhyaya. We can take 2 or 3 verses today actually if we want. But yeah, so before that, let us clarify any prashnas. Kopi prashnaha asti va?
No.
Okay, fine. So we can move on to the next adhyaya. So, okay, and this thing that you see, that is always written in fact in Gita also you will see इति चंद्रिकाख्यायाम वृत्तरत्नाकर व्याख्यायाम संज्ञाभिधानो नाम, this is not mam, this is nam, प्रथमोऽध्यायः. This is called as pushpika, or the
Okay.
concluding sentence uh, of a particular
Adhyaya.
adhyaya. So we see this in the Gita also. We see something like Yoga Shastre Shri Krishna Arjuna Samvade
Hmm.
Vishwarupa Darshana Yoga Nama Ekadashodhyayah. That way. So this is called as Pushpika. There's a technical term
But
for this.
why? Oh, sorry for interrupting you. But
Uh,
why do they write this kind of things? Yeah.
okay.
Why this become a norm? And
Okay.
even
So,
in Bengali Brotokatha,
hmm.
they write such a limerick, I would say,
Huh.
at the end of every broto. So how that thing become a norm?
Okay, so if you look at Mahabharata per se, if you look at the manuscript, you will not find this Pushpika. Okay, this is a very recent trend, you can say. Ancient manuscripts, anything which is more than 500, 600 years old, you will rarely see such things being written. It is generally done by later writers of manuscripts just to ensure that you also summarize whatever has been discussed via the Pushpika. So if I say Vishwarupa Darshana Yoga, I know by that itself that okay, Vishwarupa was shown in this Adhyaya and that was described in this Adhyaya. So generally the Pushpika should be descriptive, should contain a short description of the subject matter. It is just to memorize or keep in mind the description of the Vishaya Vastu. So I don't know, or I rather don't remember the Brotokatha Pushpikas, but at least the Sanskrit Pushpikas serve that purpose sometimes. Sometimes it does not serve that purpose also. Sometimes it's more like a place where you want to give credit to the author. So you will see this thing, it will come like Iti Srimat Shankara Bhagavad Padacharya Virachitam Shiva Panchakshara Stotram Samaptam. In that case, it is not giving a description of the uh, uh, Vishaya Vastu. It is just giving the name of the Rachayita. Who is the Rachayita? Srivat Shankara Bhagavad Pada. So sometimes it is done for that also. So depends. I mean, we need to look at what the Pushpika is, what the concluding Vakya is, and then see why that would have been written. As I said, there are both possibilities. At least in Gita or in this book or many of the other books that we may later see, we will see that it's for summarizing the content, but sometimes it may be just to give credit to the author. So it works that way. Now, okay, let us now move on to the discussion on the Dvitiyodhyayaha. So we are talking about the Matra Vrittadhikaraha. That is the topic. So we will talk about that Matra Vritta. Hmm. So we will look at matra, and we have already talked about how to look at matras, by the way. So how do we look at matra? What is the way we look at matra? This is very important. So let me again recap that idea. We had done this in the second part, but quickly let me recap this so that we are able to use this properly in this discussion. So matra, what is matra? What are the matrika ganas? We have looked at something called as the varnika ganas, right? The varnika ganas which are calculated or which are classified based on the laghu and the gurus, right? So Hrasva Swara is laghu and then Dirgha Swara is guru. If after the Hrasva Swara a Anuswara or a Visarga or a Samyukta Vyanjana comes, then the Hrasva Swara becomes a Guru Swara and so on. That is the discussion on the Laghu Guru Vichara, and based on that we calculate or we designate the Magana, Nagana, Jagana, Bhagana, Ragana, Sagana and Tagana and Yagana. Sorry, I forgot Yagana. So all of those things we talk about. But there is one more such classification, that is the Matrika Gana, and we have talked about that also. So what is the Matrika Gana? In each pada, in each pada, we calculate matra. So what is the matra? How do we calculate matra? So swara, the laghu swara or hrasva swara is given one matra. So we have talked about this earlier also. This is one Uchcharana Kala also. So Hrasva is 1 and this and Dirgha is 2. So there are two matras, 1 and 2 that I give. And as I said, Matrika Gana, each Gana will have 4 matras. So if I write something like this, the Vakra Rekha, I know that what is this Vakra Rekha? This is Guru, right? So Guru has 2 matras each. So 2 into 2, this has already become 4. But this is equivalent to writing 4 laghus, right? This is 1 into 4. There can be other combinations also, right? This is 2, 1, 1, 4, and so on. This could be another combination. So this is the way in which we define, and there are names for all of these. For example, this one that I have written as a name, this is called as the Bhagana in the Matrika sense. This is the Bhagana. The other one that I have written is Sagana. This is Sagana, and so on. There are names for it. We will see that in the example that follows in this particular verse. So Matra Vrittadhikaraha. We are talking about that. And then what is the thing that we are going to look at? The Arya Chanda. We are going to look at the Arya Chanda. So there are two Lakshanas. Uh, if you watch the recording, please note this. I'm not writing it here, but please note this. Uh, the Lakshana is, I will take this verse also, but still I will just give you the easier one. Yasyaha prathame pade द्वादश मात्रास्तथा तृतीयेऽपि अष्टादश द्वितीये चतुर्थके पंचदश सार्या. That is the lakshana. So yasyaha prathame pade, the one in whose prathama pada there are dvadasha matraha, 12 matras. In the dvitiya half of the first half, or rather the second quarter, it should have 18 matras. Then tritiya should contain 12, and fourth pada, the fourth quarter, should contain 15 matras. This is how we will look at it. So this is the broader lakshana. Now we will see the lakshana. We will now see the grantha basically. So what is the verse? Vrittadhikara we are discussing for Arya Chanda. Arya Chanda Vritta that we are discussing is, or rather the lakshana is, Lakshmaitat Saptagana Gopeta Bhavati Neha Vishame Jaha Shashthoyam Nalaghuva Prathamede Niyatam. So they are also giving one more, they are giving a lakshana here. So what is the lakshana? What is the lakshana that the Granthakara is trying to convey? लक्ष्मैतत् सप्तगणा गोपेता भवति नेह विषमेजः षष्ठोयम न लघु. We have seen that ja, na, all of these things indicate some gana, right? They indicate some gana. So jagana, nagana, we have seen that these are used as some uh, abbreviation. Okay, so with this we can discuss. So the lakshana is, let us look at the tika. The tika is better. Tika gives us that detail. अथ मात्रा वृत्तानि वर्णयितुम और वर्णयितुम इच्छुः, वर्णन करने की इच्छा, मात्रा वृत्त का लक्षण वर्णन करने की इच्छा करने वाले ग्रंथकार क्या कर रहे हैं? व्हाट इज ही डूइंग? प्रथमतः, फर्स्टली ही इज गिविंग पदद्वयेन, with the first two padas he is giving the aryam, the lakshana of arya. So what is the lakshana? Aryayaha prathame ardhe purvardhe niyatam nishchayena etam lakshma lakshanam bhavati kim tad iti apekshayam aha saptagana gopetaha. गोपेता एकेन गुरुणा संयुक्ताः सप्तसंख्याकाः गणाः चतुष्कलाः भवन्ति. So I will translate that thing. So what is happening here? So the Purvardha, the first half of the Arya Chanda is being defined. What is the Purvardha, first half of the Arya Chanda? It contains firstly 7 ganas, and in the end there is one guru. 7 ganas and one guru. Now, what is Arya? Arya is a Matrika Chanda. Arya is a Matrika Chanda. So, here we will have to look at the Gana classification for different parts of its pada in terms of the Matra rather than the other thing, the Hasva Dirgha or Laghu Guru discussion that we had seen for the Varanika Chanda. So we will have to do that. So what should we understand by Arya Chanda? The first half of Arya Chanda should contain 30 matras. How many matras? 30. How? So 7 ganas. What did I say? 7 ganas should be there. Sapta ganaha gopetaha. So sapta ganas should be there, and all these 7 ganas are basically containing 4 matras each. So for a matrik chanda I have already discussed today, all the ganas contain 4 matras. It could be combinations of laghu and guru, some combinations, right? So 7, so how many matras should it have? 7 plus 4, right? Then other thing that we have talked about is ante, in the second part, or in the end of the first half of the chanda, at the end of the first half of the chanda, it should contain a guru varna, and we know that a dirgha varna has 2 matras, so it becomes 7 into 4 plus 2, that is equal to 18, right? Sorry, 30. That is equal to 30. Not only that, we have also seen that apart from this, in the short lakshana that I gave, that contained this idea that the first pada should have 12 matras the second pada should have 18 matras and so on, right? So 12 and 18 matras. So 12 plus 18 becomes 30. So we have satisfied the count now. This is how they are also showing the count. अत्र प्रथमे पादे द्वादश द्वितीये च अष्टादश इति विवेकः. Okay. Now one more thing is coming. Bhavati neha vishamejaha. What is this? What does this mean then? Saptagana gopeta. Saptagana, 7 ganas and a guru in the end. This is done. Now, Bhavati neha vishamejaha. What is this particular verse? Iha, or rather Sampradam Lakshanam Uktva Gananiyamam Samupanyasyati. Now he will tell the Gana Lakshana. What will those ganas be? Bhavati neha vishamejaha. What is the Vyakhya? Iha Arya Purvardhe Vishame Prathama Tritiya Panchama Saptapa Sthane जह मध्य गुरु जह जगणः न भवति समेतु यथेच्छं स्थापनीयः न तु विषमे इति तात्पर्यम्. What is the meaning of this sentence? So Vishama Sthana. So we have another technical term. So Chanda Shastra is difficult that way. There is some things which we need to attend to very carefully. So Vishama Sthana, that is the next technical term that has come. Vishama Sthana. What is Vishama Sthana? Vishama Sthana is Prathama, Tritiya, Pancha and Sapta. The odd sthanas. You can think of it in that sense. The odd places. 1, 3, 5, 7. So, if you have these ganas, the Prathama Gana, the Saptama Gana, the Tritiya Gana or the Panchama Gana, never put Jagana over there. All the ganas will have 4 matras. And you see this has 4 matras. 1 plus 2 plus 1 is equal to 4. Don't put this pattern in the Prathama, Tritiya, Panchama and Saptama sthane. Sametu yachecham sapaniya. Vishama sthana is 1, 3, 5, 7. Sametu yachecham sthapaniya. In the second, fourth and sixth sthanas, yachecham sthapaniya. You can put this jagana. And this jagana, by the way, is based on the matra, not the initial jagana that we were discussing. That is very different from this jagana. So, sametu yatecham sthapaniya natu vishame iti tatparya. Visheshamaha. Now, something extra is being said. Shashtha ganaha ayam jagano bhavati athava na laghuva. Another thing is being said. Shashtagana can be, there is a choice in Shashtagana. Either you can put Jagana, because Sametu Yathecham Sthapaniya. But you can also put, apart from Jagana, you can also put, if you want, Na Laghuva. What is Na Laghu? Nagana is, we have seen, I think I have drawn that before. 4, this is Nagana. 1, 1, 1, 1. So 4 single matras, right? So Nagana, that is Nagana. So you can put Na Laghuva. Now, what is the meaning of Na Laghu? What is the meaning of Na Laghu? Nascha Naganascha Nascha Naganascha Laghuscha iti Na Laghu. So samasa is being done. Nascha Naganascha Laghuscha iti Na Laghu. So what is the meaning of this? The meaning is four laghus. Na laghu is four laghus. Now, one more thing. Nalagu chaturmatraha. 3 plus 1. What is the meaning? So the original Nagana contains only 3 laghus. That is how it is defined. But the Nagana, the moment you add a laghu varna to this nagana, which only had 3 laghus. So you get 3 plus 1, a fourth one. You call that particular gana, if you want to classify that as a gana, then call that as a na laghu gana. And then what can we do? Na laghu chaturmatraha ayam abhiprayah. So shashthe gane madhya guruhu jagano bhavati. So shashthe gane. So in the sixth gana, madhya guruhu. Madhya Guru is one which has this kind of a pattern. Jagana athava chatvaru laghavau or laghu bhavanti. Iti aryayaha purvardhasya lakshanam. So we have done lakshana for the purvardha. So the initial lakshana that I gave you was a shortcut lakshana, right? We looked at the shortcut. What was the shortcut? We just wanted to look at uh, what are the matras? I just mentioned the matras. What was the verse that I was saying? Yasya prathame pade dvadasha matras tatha tritiyepi ashtadasha dvitiye chaturthake panchadasha sarya. This is the verse. In this verse, we just say that what is Arya? Arya is one which has 12 matras in the Prathama Pada, Dvitiya Pada has 18, Tritiya has 12, and Chaturtha has 15 Padas. This is Arya. But now, that is not good enough. You also add a nuance to it. The placement of the Jagana. What is the rule? Jaganaha विषमस्थाने न स्थापनीयः. Should not put jagana in the vishamasthana, in the odd places. Apitu same yathecham sthapaniyah. Tadupari granthakaraha kinchid visheshamaha. He's saying something extra. What is he saying? He's saying षष्ठे गणे षष्ठे गणे जगणः भवेत् अथवा न लघुः भवेत् इति अयं ग्रन्थकारस्य अभिप्रायः. अस्मिन् श्लोके किं वर्णितम्? What is being described in this shloka? आर्याच्छन्दस्य प्रथमार्धस्य लक्षणम्. We have just given the lakshana for the prathamartha. They give some nice example also. So we will look at this example very quickly. Look at this example. Hanta virahah samantat. This is the verse, right? This is the verse. Hantah virahah samantat. Jvalayati. This is a verse that is coming from a famous kavya. But Hanta viratah samantat. Hanta. Ha is what? Ha is hrasva or dirgha. Ha should be hrasva, right? But what is happening? After the hrasva swara, a samyukta vyanjana has come, right? So this becomes dirgha, and dirgha has 2 matras. And then na and ta are there. They are obviously the laghus. So this is done. Apart from that, virahaha. That is the next one. Virahaha. So how do we do this virahaha? Virahaha is jagana. So we are saying this is uh, jagana. So jagana is madhya guru. And we can put madhya guru, right? Madhya guru is what? The guru varna should be at the end. So hanta viraha has been done. And what is coming here? Hanta viraha. So if you look at the gana description, it is not being done word by word. Ha is getting a dirgha because a samyukta vyanjana, na and ta is there. This becomes dirgha, so two matras of ucharana. And then do you count this as a single varna or two varna? You count this as single varna. So this becomes a laghu. Then viraha ka v. This is also laghu because you are just putting a rasva e, right? And then raha. So this ra is again getting a so this has become two ha, anta and v. This becomes the first gana, the adi guru. Then ra, we will start from ra. This has already become four. We have consumed four here. Then ra, ha, sa. What is ra, ha, sa? Ra is getting rasva. And ha has a anuswara before, after that. So it was rasva, but a anuswara has come. Sorry, a visarga has come. Oh, sorry, a visarga has come. So this becomes dirgha. And samantat. So 1 plus 2 plus 1, 4. Mantat. What is this mantat? Look at this ma. Ma ke baad you have samyukta vyanjana. Right? So ma becomes guru. And anta, a, that you have. This a is dirgha a basically. So this becomes also guru. So we have 2 plus 2, 4. So there are only gurus here. So we call this a sarva guru. All are gurus. Then what happens with this? It has got this has got a halanta. So you anyway cannot pronounce it and classify it as rasva or dirgha. So we are not concerned with this. We move on to the next one. Nalaghu. They are saying jwalayati durvara tivra samvegaha. Jwalayati durvara tivra samvegaha. So jwalayati. This is samyukta vyanjana, but it is not. So if something was before it, that would have been considered as guru, but that is not the case. This samyukta vyanjana also does not contain something like jwa, jui, ju, any of the dirgha swaras, right? So it becomes just a laghu, followed by laghu, 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 laghu. So this becomes na laghu. Then what more happens? Durva, durvara tivra samvegaha. This durva, a I know anyway. This a is basically dirgha, so this gets a guru, two matras, and durva. What is the durva? What is durva? The में uki matra is fine. That is not a problem. But uske baad, where is this being? How is this being formed? This is duhuva. Duhuva se durva bana. So there was a visarga which became the ref. So what has happened? This will again become a dirgha. So 2 plus 2, 4. Then it will start from This one, ra tivra. Ra is fine, ra is laghu. Ta mein dirgha is there, that is okay. And vra is a samyukta vyanjana, but okay, we don't have a problem with samyukta vyanjana in itself. If it had a or dirgha e or dirgha u, then we would have given it guru, but you have to give it laghu here. And samvegaha, samvegaha. So samvegaha is uh, some. So the word, so sa would be just a laghu, but it has now got an anuswara. So this got a dirgha uh, sangya, or a guru sangya. So this becomes two matras again. This becomes two matras again. And then ve. What happens with ve? What is the rationale for ve? So if you look at va pe a laga, a. So dirgha a, which is a, then dirgha e, dirgha u, a, I, o, au. These are considered as guru. So a guru varna has got attached with va. So this has also become guru. And gaha. Gaha is what? Gaha is simply ga ke baad you have a visarga. So that we know that becomes a guru. Again, 2. So what was the lakshana? Lakshana was 28 plus 2, or rather 12 plus 18. Any which ways we can look at it. So let us look at this: 4, 8, 9, 11, 12, 2, 2, 2, 18. 18 done here. And then this side. This will be 12. You can just calculate. 2, 2, 2, 2 is 8, and then 4 singles, which is 4. So 8 plus 4, 12. So we have done this Chanda Nirnaya for this particular verse. Now, let me see if we can quickly cover the rest of it. It should be short. Let me just try. The Tika is quite big. That's the okay. Yeah. So this is the verse that I was talking about, by the way. The Lakshana that I was talking about. So let us try to complete this Arya Chanda today, and then we will so that we complete at least one Chanda. We should not break it in between, ideally. So
Okay.
yeah. So okay. So this is one. Then hmm. So now another verse comes. Shashthe dvitiyalat parake nle mukhalaccha sayati pada niyamaha charamirde panchamake tasmadiha bhavati shashtho laha. This is another verse, and then again, as we see that this also contains a lot of abbreviations. So what is happening? So apart from this, apart from the matra niyamas we have looked at least in some sense. But one more thing that is important is to understand the idea of virama. So if you sing it, where will you pause? You have to pause somewhere. So this virama is called as yati. So what is the yati? How should you stop when you sing Arya Chanda based couplet or poem, whatever? So where should you stop? So for that, the Granthakara is saying, अधुना आर्यायाम यति नियमं वर्णयति ग्रंथकारः। षष्ठे ले नगणयुक्ते लघौ अर्थात षष्ठ स्थाने चतुर्लघौ गणे कृते सति द्वितीयलात् पूर्वमिति शेषः। षष्ठस्य चतुर्लघु द्वितीय लघुः पूर्वं प्रथमं लघुवन्तरं सयति पदनियमः यति युक्तं पदं नियमेन समाप्यते। So let us, this is a large or very long sentence. So let us look at this. So suppose in the Arya Chanda, we have seen that in the Samasthana, we can give a Nalaghu that can be given. So there are two choices. In the Samasthana, we can give Jaganas. That is 2, 4 and 6th Ganas can be Jaganas. But 6th Gana has that option. You can either have Jagana or a Nalaghu. So for that Nalaghu, so where do you stop? In that Nalaghu, there are four laghus, right? There. So before the Dvitiya Lat Purvamiti Shesha. So before the second la, second laghu, you have to stop. So if you sing, you will have to stop there and proceed from there. And then take a pause and then take it from the second laghu. That is how you have to sing this chanda. That is one thing. Now the other thing that comes is, if after the sixth gana, so jagana cannot be in the vishamasthana. So what is the, if sixth is a samasthana, seventh is the vishamasthana. So we are saying that in the seventh sthana, what we can do is, uh, if you want to put the na lahu, we cannot put jagana over there, but we can certainly put the na lahu. That is written as nla. So nla or nle, this is the term nle. So nla is the term, and this nla is indicating the na lahu. That's the thing. Now, what is happening if you have that na lahu in the seventh pada? Then take the virama in the after just after the sixth gana. Take the virama after the sixth gana. So take the yati after the last varna of the sixth gana. Now the other thing. Charamerdhe panchame panchamake tasmadiha bhavati shashto laha. The last niyama is, if we have the charama ardha. What is charama ardha? The uttarardha or the second half of the verse. First half is the first long line, and then the second line. The second line of the verse, in the fifth gana, if there are four laghus, then, or the nalaghu in the fifth gana of the second half, then take a gap after the fourth gana. Take a gap after the fourth gana. So you get these ideas from the, for yati. Now, there is a udaharana that the Tikakara very interestingly discusses. Vrindavane salilam valgudrumakanda nihita tanu yashtihi smera mukharpita venuhu krishno yadi manasi kah swargaha. This is a Krishna Leela or a Krishna Leela Smarana that is being done. But I'm not going into the discussion of it, but rather looking at the Yati. Yati is what we want to look at. So this becomes Sarva Guru, Vri and Na and the. This is Sarva Guru. And then you have uh, another one here which starts from, they have taken it from Avane, Vrinda Avane. They've taken it like this, and then Leelam. This is again Sarva Guru. And then what is happening here? The Shashtha Gana that you see is Nihi, and there is an Akara, an isolated Akara, and a And here, and Nihi. So it is a Sarva Laghu, or rather I should call it as Na Laghu. A Na Laghu has come over here. And in that case, what should we do? If a Na Laghu has come in the sixth Gana, then what should we do? That is the question. So we know that you need to stop. When you are singing, you have to stop it here. That is the rule that I mentioned. After the first Varna of the Na Laghu. Stop it here. Or sorry. I need to stop it. Uh, and okay, now this is fine. So we can stop it here actually. Yes.
Okay.
Hmm?
Okay.
So we can no. We can stop it here. Then we can stop. We can stop. We can give a yati here. We can take a viram here. I'm saying,
It's
and
very
from,
good.
yeah. So we can take a virama here, and then what else can we do? Or rather, let me just check. I also sometimes get it wrong. So Valgudruma Kanda Nihita. Nihi is certainly Lagu Lagu. Then and so in this case, what can we do? We can take it. Nihi is one thing, and first is A, and then and is coming. So पहले के अंत में, sorry, this will be on, and this will contain the virama. You have to stop after this. Stop and then sing this part. So you can think of uh, this as a shorter closing portion of the first verse, and then sing the other lines. I mean, I will probably show you actually some places where this gets used in the ragas. So that is not part
Achha.
of Vritta Ratnakara. You will not see that connection, but I can just discuss that offline also, where this pattern we see in the ragas. So okay, then what happens? So that is one place where we stop, and then okay, I think yes. Now coming to the second line, this one, the Uttarardha, Charamirthe, according to the verse, right? Charamirthe, what is happening? The fifth gana, Yadi Mana, right? Yadi Mana is all Laghu. So Na Laghu is coming again, or Char Laghu. So what is happening there? That you have to take a break at the end of the fourth gana. At the end of the fourth Gana. That is, you take a break at Krishna. Take a break at Krishna. This is how we have to sing it uh, when you want to put it to music. So we stop here. This is the Moola discussion of the Granth. And where is this coming from? Where is this verse coming from? Where is the Udaharana coming from? It is coming from Chando Manjari. That's the text. It is a text which is more commonly used in West Bengal for studying Chandas. Chando Manjari. So all such states have their own specific texts by which they teach these subjects. So Chando Manjari is very popular in North and also very much popular in West Bengal. So you won't see Vritta Ratnakara being taught. But yeah, so you see they have quoted, the Granthakara has quoted this verse over there. Anyway, so we stop here, and with this we do the Mangala Charana and meet next week. So Mangala Charana, as we know, is Sukha Santana Siddhyartham Natva Brahmachyutarchitam Gauri Vinayakopetam Shankaram Loka Shankaram Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Shri Krishna Arpitamastu.